Hello there and welcome back to the channel. So here and today is December 11 and we have Dr. T, Volcano Island in our archipelago. And keeping on with the team of Rifleman, I had loaded all Riflemen on my boats. Right now you see that I have 3 boats of medics, and that's because stage 7 I had forgotten how hard it was. So there was no way I was going to be able to do it with just Rifleman. So I had to load medics to finish off the last stage of Dr. T. I had boosted my masterpieces of health, damage. What is the other one? GB, and I also boosted my resource rewards and power stone chance, mainly because I wanted to start the last level of my tanks. I think this is they're going to go on level 17. I think that's the last level. If not, there's one more. But in any case, I needed to collect about 5 million credits or 5 million gold pieces. So I went ahead and attacked a bunch of bases and then went ahead and took Dr. T. So let's take a look at how I did Dr. T using only Rifleman for stages 1 through 6. So, stage 1, not really hard. I just landed all my guys there and just let them rip through the base, collect as much GB as I wanted or as they wanted. Didn't really care if I lost 1 or 2 riflemen because of the cannon or the shock would hit me. I knew that I was going to be able to take them out. Notice that there's only about half because I had attacked before, and this is what the remaining 4 was. So I was attacking with not full forces. You see me there, I just sent a shock. Then I think I landed a bunch of critters on one corner of the map. Yeah, I did. And my device is lagging off because when you have that many units, that's what happens with my device. But in any case, a very easy stage. If you were to repeat this, going to the left would be a lot better. There's a lot of GB that you can grab and then use it to shock the shock launcher and and all that other stuff. Shock or destroy with GB. Stage 2, again, the same thing. You're gonna see me landing all my troops here on the right. I'm gonna grab some of the GBE, which you can do too. Use that GBE to destroy the rocket launcher if you're low level. If you have flares, which you probably do, then flare all the way to the left side of the map. And then there's even more GBE that you can grab. Do be careful with this flamethrower. It's a level 5, so it shouldn't be that horrible. You can see that flamethrower hit my guys for 1 second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds, 4 seconds, and it barely made a dent on their health. Maybe 1/5, so about 20% of their health. So if you guys are not very strong, then just be careful. Either destroy with GB or shock it. But you're talking about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, plus the GB that you carry on here. So you're talking about maybe between 15 and 17 GBE containers. So times 3, you're talking 30 plus, 40 plus GBE that you're going to be able to just gather if you do what I just did. Then go to the HQ. Not a big problem. And the HQ went down. Let me move this out of the way. Let's take a look at stage 3. You see my numbers are slowly increasing. Now I'm at about 135 troops. Lost only 2 on stage 3. Not a lot of GBE here, but in this case, I would recommend you, depending on your troop combination. If you have heavies, Suka, it still gets the right side. It's a lot better. There's less boom cannons and less sniper towers if you go on the left side, on the right side. Sorry. Here I'm just smoking my troops in, which is a common theme with riflemen. You usually want to avoid getting hit initially, get everybody in place, and then just go for it. Critter pack serve its purpose. The mortars are going to start firing at them. Not that I'm scared of those mortars, because I'm not. They were low-level mortars. Once I destroy stuff, just flirt to the corner, and that's it, guys. It's just really, really easy. There's one thing I love about the riflemen. When you finish smoking them, is how they fire so fast. I like that a lot. All right, so let's keep going here. So that was stage 3. Yeah, stage 3. Let's take a look at stage 4. Now I'm almost at my maximum level, 196 troops. Ended up losing 4 in stage 4, or 8 in stage 4. Obviously, you want to avoid the left. You want to avoid this center area. You want to go right and around. There's, I mean, there's no better suggestion for this. You see me destroying the shock launcher, destroying the flamethrower, just to minimize my losses here. I landed my troops. Also, the mines. The mines are really important. I mean, if you have more than two or three mines in a cluster, they for sure will take your rifleman out. No questions asked. Um, Even with the boost in health, that will happen. So flaring to the corner, they will naturally gravitate towards that boom cannon. He will fire, not caring about it. You're gonna lose one there, not a problem. I still have about 197 more troops to go, or 195 more troops. Uh, So I get them smoke a little bit so that they group up. Now they're gonna take the machine gun, and I think they should target the flamethrower. Yes, they do, and then the HQ, and that's about it. I mean, no matter what two combinations you're using, that right side and around should work very well for you guys. All right, let's take a look at stage 5. 199 troops, ended up losing 19 of them. So about 10% of my force, which is not bad at all. And here again, just ignore the left side, go to the right. You see me looking at my end game scenario. My end game scenario is going to be around the HQ, and I think I'm going to be, if I'm not mistaken, I think I'm going to flare all the way up, smoke my troops all the way up. Again, don't freak out if a couple of them actually step out of the smoke. It's not a big problem. All right. So now smoking them right into the middle of that big cluster. And here I make a couple of tactical errors. Mainly, I forgot about this shock launcher. It had a little bit of range. I thought I checked and that it wouldn't, but some of the troops actually went further down. So that meant that when that shock launcher fires, it would hit a significant number of my troops. Now you have two mortars here, and these two mortars do have range, and you have to be careful. Two of them together, two shots will kill my rifleman. So I have to be really careful about that. But once I flare up to the corner, rifleman started targeting the HQ, and that's it. I mean, the HQ went down. I did not have to worry about a lot more about those mortars on the bottom part. Stage 5 was down. Let's take a look at stage 6, and this was the last stage I used all riflemen. Again, I went in with 188 troops, lost 27. So that's a little bit more than 10%. So we're talking about maybe 15 to 18% of my troops. Wait, what happened? So let's take a look. All right, so here again, looking at my end game, destroying the two rocket launchers because I'm gonna park right here in this area. So I need to destroy those two. Now I'm gonna destroy the two rocket launchers on here, and I'm not focusing on these two on the higher health, as we talked about last week or the last episode of Dr. T Volcano, because I can shock all these defenses right here with one single shock. All right, so I took out the machine gun and the shock launcher. Now I'm gonna land my troops. As you can see, I have 5 free GBE containers, so that's an extra 15 GBE that I get. I want to group all my troops first, so one smoke, one flare, get them all really nice and tidy. Now you have to be careful with this because once your troops are nice and tidy, they're gonna be getting shot by the rocket launcher. But you see both the rocket launcher firing at once at one set of troops, essentially drop them down to about 10% health. So I was sort of lucky that some troops actually went forward, which meant that the damage that those two rocket launchers made to my troops was only confined to a small segment or a small fraction of my troops. some critters to distract the mortars, some shock to actually keep them on stasis. Now you see those two mortars on the bottom actually have shots all the way to the top, so I have to be careful. And the way I counteract that is a shock, and then I think I drop a bunch of med kits to keep everybody alive. Yep. And with the med kits, you heard some of the riflemen dying, but it was not enough. And stage 6 actually went down without a hitch. Now, if you did Dr. T Volcano Island on what is the day? If you did Volcano Island on Wednesday, you're gonna remember that. Here we go. That Dr. T level 7 was actually pretty darn hard. I did it with RTCM the last time, if I'm not mistaken, and I did end up taking a big punishment. I lost a lot of my troops, if I'm not mistaken. I did say that I still think that having all grenadiers and medics is the way to go here, because you can attack from the south and attack here and then destroy everything out. You just target the shock launchers, that shock launcher out with GBE. Maybe use some GBE if you can, to destroy these rocket launchers here on the top and on the bottom. And then it should be pretty easy. Otherwise, I took the same approach I did the last time. I knew that I was not going to make it with Rifleman, with all Riflemen, just because there's no way that I could combat all these rocket launchers. So I went ahead again with Riflemen, and I used 3 boats of medics. I knew that my medics would keep up with this rocket launchers level 7. So what you're seeing me doing here is with GBE targeting my end game. My end game is really important, because once I get to this area right here, I am not going to have GBE to deal with them, to shock them or do stuff. So I took out all 3 shock launchers on the southeast corner or in the 7 o'clock corner of the HQ. Took the other guy at the 4 o'clock corner, and I didn't take anything else. You're gonna see I'm gonna land, rocket launchers are gonna hit them, and you can see my medics can keep up with 1. If they can keep up with 1 the way they did, they can keep up with 2 or maybe 3 guys hitting them at the same time. Now, if you combine that with mortars, flamethrowers, and sniper towers, then the situation becomes a little iffy. You see me throwing a critter pack there to distract the mortars. That's gonna buy me enough time so that I can kill those mortars, but I still shock them. I still shock 3 of them, because 3 mortars at the same time, they are gonna spell doom. You saw some of the riflemen here in the middle actually started going on the red, but my guys actually managed to keep them alive. Now there's a flamethrower on the south side. It's burning my troops, but again, my medics managed to keep them alive. I'm focusing on the stuff that matters on the top, which is the mortar, sniper towers, and flamethrowers. Sniper towers firing every 1.4 seconds and actually being able to one-shot my troops. They're gonna start dwindling your troops really fast. So I need to keep an eye on those, to keep my troops alive. So again, reflaring, critters to distract the bulk of stuff. And you see me shocking the mortars. And mortars are the death of me right now. Every time those 2 mortars hit me at the same time, they take 5 or 6 riflemen every single time, and that cannot keep happening. Now things are starting. My troop numbers are starting dwindling down. I threw a medic here to try to counteract that flamethrower. I managed to not finish destroying it. I needed to have 1 extra GBE to do a flare and a smoke, and then I finally got it. Now you see me here destroying the rocket launcher in the back. It really doesn't matter. Now it's just I need to go to the core. That sniper tower and boom cannon are doing short work, and that was just a race to the clock. I don't know how many troops I have left. I cannot really tell you, but it's a race to the clock. I think I ended up, once we finish the replay, I'll be able to tell you how many troops I ended up with, but it was on the 8 to 15 number. I was looking at the rate at which the HP of the core was decreasing, and I knew that I was being in trouble. Actually, this replay is actually not right. At this point, I had more troops than it's showing here. Right now, it's showing that I have about seven riflemen left. and that's not correct. At this point, I have maybe around 20. And I think this replay is going to show, as it did last week, that I failed the attempt, but you can see the actual review or the summary actually says that I defeated it. And I ended up with only 6 riflemen left um, out of my 130 riflemen that I landed. So overall, I mean, it was a pretty hard. It's not any different than it was at the beginning of the week. This stage is pretty hard. If you're having trouble with it, I still say that Grenadiers had a way to go. Warriors could be also an option if you're fully boosted. Um, Tank medics could also be an option, but you need to look at your end game and see what's going to take them out. So you need to take out that boom cannon that's by the HQ, and you need to take out the shock launchers for sure. And I'm not sure if you're not boosting, if you are going to have enough GB to do all that. In any case, guys, that's all that I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you haven't, just give Rifleman a try. They're really good troop. They're underrated because people fear. I don't know. People like the defeating enemies without having any casualties or minimizing their casualties, and I can understand that part. But once you get over the idea that that it really doesn't matter. The troops reload so fast with the riflemen. Riflemen are a blast to use. They're very rewarding once you have your timing right and everything else. So please give them a try if you haven't. In any case, solid checking out. Make sure you hit that like button if you like the video. Subscribe if you like my content. And check the videos that are popping out right now. In any case, solid checking out and take care.